Assalamu alaikum. In the earlier topics, we have gone through various aspects of simple harmonic motion, like what is simple harmonic motion, what's the equation of a particle executing simple harmonic motion, what's the equation of displacement, what's the equation of velocity, what's the equation of uh, acceleration, and what's the equation for the kinetic energy. Today, we will be discussing potential energy and the other related topics to that. We will be discussing the time period and graphs related to potential energy and total energy of a particle executing simple harmonic motion, and we will be going through some questions of JEE Main as well. So let's start with potential energy. Potential energy. What's the value of potential energy of a particle executing simple harmonic motion? As we know that work done is equal to integral of F dy. And in case of simple harmonic motion, force is given by F equal to minus times K y. So here you can clearly see that force depends on displacement. Force is proportional to y. So the force keeps on changing with the displacement. If we change displacement, the force also gets changed. That's why we have to integrate this force here while calculating the potential energy. So we will be replacing this force by minus ky. Work done will be equal to integral of minus times ky dy. Taking minus k out of integral, this will become the integration of y with respect to dy. So work done will be equal to minus times k integration of y with respect to dy will be y square divided by 2. So work will be equal to minus times half of k y square. So work done in case of simple harmonic motion is equal to minus 1 by 2 ky square, and this work done gets stored in the form of potential energy, and mathematically potential energy is equal to potential energy, which is denoted by U, is equal to minus times work done, which is given by minus times work done. We have calculated over here, it's equal to minus 1 by 2 ky square, which will be equal to minus times 1 by 2 ky square. So potential energy will be equal to 1 half of ky square. So this is the expression for the potential energy of a particle executing simple harmonic motion. U equal to 1 half of ky square. Now let's calculate the value of potential energy in terms of harmonic functions. As we know, potential energy is equal to 1 half of ky square. So we can replace this y by using this equation, which we have discussed earlier. Y equal to a sine of omega t. So this will become u equal to 1 half of k. We will replace y by a sine of omega t whole square. This will become u equal to 1 half of k a square sine square of omega t. So this is the expression for the potential energy of a particle executing simple harmonic motion in terms of harmonic functions. U equal to 1 half of k a square sine square of omega t. Now let's try to find the maximum and minimum value of potential energy. Let's first calculate the potential energy of a particle at mean position. At mean position. Mean position means we have to take y equal to 0. Displacement should be equal to 0. Y equal to 0. So this will be 1 half of k y here is 0, 0 square, so this is equal to 0. So it's actually the minimum potential energy, that's equal to 0. So at mean position, the potential energy of a particle executing simple harmonic motion is minimum, and which is actually equal to 0. Now let's see what is the value of potential energy at extreme positions. At extreme position, extreme position means we have to take y equal to a. Y equal to a means the particle has reached the maximum displacement. So y equal to a. A means amplitude. Y equal to a. So this will be u equal to 1/2 of k. We will write a in place of y. So this will be u max will be equal to 1/2 of k a square. So this is the maximum value of potential energy. So maximum value of potential energy of a particle executing simple harmonic motion is equal to 1/2 of k a square. So we can say, we can conclude that at mean position, while we take y equal to 0, the potential energy is minimum, which is actually equal to 0, and at extreme positions, while we take y equal to a, u is actually u max, potential energy has the maximum value, and which the maximum value is actually equal to 1/2 of k a square. So this was about the potential values of potential energy at mean position and at extreme. Now let's try to plot the graphs related to potential energy. First graph will be between potential energy and displacement. And to plot this graph, we will be using this equation. U equal to 1/2 of k y square. Here the x-axis represents the displacement and y-axis represents the potential energy. And we have already discussed that potential energy has the maximum value at extreme positions and minimum value at the mean position. So graph will be like this. As you can clearly see that at the mean position, the value of potential energy is equal to 0, and at extreme positions the value of potential energy is maximum, and that's equal to 1/2 of k a square. So we will be plotting now the other graph related to potential energy, and this graph will be between potential energy and time. And to plot this graph, we will be using the equation u equal to 1/2 of k a square sine square of omega t. This is the value of potential energy in terms of harmonic functions. So when we try to plot the graph will come out to be like this. Here the x-axis represents the time and y-axis represents the potential energy, and this will be the graph. So here we are taking the positive part of this graph. The graph starts from positive x-axis and from positive y-axis, and the time period for this will be t dash will be equal to t by 2, and frequency which is noted by f dash will be twice f, same as we have earlier discussed in case of kinetic energy. So when a particle executes simple harmonic motion with time period t and frequency f, the potential energy and kinetic energy oscillates with a time period equal to t dash, which is equal to t by 2, and frequency equal to frequency denoted by f dash, which is equal to twice of f. So this was about the graphs related to potential energy. Now let's try to calculate the value of the total energy of a particle executing simple harmonic motion. Total energy is equal to the sum total of all the energies of a particle executing simple harmonic motion. Since we know when a particle executes simple harmonic motion, there are two energies associated with it. One is the kinetic energy and the other is the potential energy. So total energy will be equal to kinetic energy plus potential energy. So total energy will be equal to 1 half of k a square minus y square plus 1 half of k y square. So this will be equal to 1 half of k a square minus 1 half of k y square plus 1 half of k y square. So minus 1 half of k y square plus 1 half of k y square. These two terms will get cancelled and total energy will be equal to 1 half of k a square. So this is the expression for the total energy of a particle executing simple harmonic motion. T equal to 1 half of k a square. This is the graph for the total energy of a particle executing simple harmonic motion. This graph can be obtained by combining the graphs of both kinetic energy and potential energy. By combining both the graphs, this graph can be obtained. This represents the potential energy, this curve, and this curve represents the kinetic energy. And here you can see at this point and at this point, this point and at this point. So there are two values of y, where the kinetic energy of a particle is equal to the potential energy of a particle. Let's try to calculate the value of the displacement where the kinetic energy and the potential energy both are equal for a particle executing simple harmonic motion. So at this point and at this point, kinetic energy will be equal to potential energy. Kinetic energy we know is equal to 1 half of k a square minus y square, and potential energy is equal to 1 half of k y square. So this will be equal to 1 half of k a square minus 1 half of k y square equal to 1 half of k y square. So by simplifying this equation, y will come out to be plus minus a divided by root 2. So at y equal to plus minus a divided by root 2, the kinetic and the potential energy of a particle executing simple harmonic motion is equal. So this will, here the value of y will be equal to plus a by root 2, and here the value of y will be given by y equal to minus a by root 2. So at these two values, the values of potential and kinetic energy are equal. Now let's try to calculate the values of energy at y equal to a by 2, or we can say what's the value of kinetic energy at half amplitude and what's the value of potential energy at half amplitude. What are the values of the energy at y equal to a by 2? So first we will find the value of kinetic energy at half amplitude. Kinetic energy we know, kinetic energy is equal to 1 half of k a square minus y square. Here y has to be taken as a by 2. So this will be 1 half of k as a square. We have to replace y by a by 2. So this will be a by 2 whole square, which will be equal to 1 half of k a square minus a square by 4. So this will be 3 by 4 of 1 half of k a square. This 1 half of k a square we have earlier calculated it and it's actually the total energy of a particle executing simple harmonic motion. So we can conclude that at half amplitude the value of kinetic energy is 3 by 4 total energy. So it is 75% of the total energy of a particle executing simple harmonic motion. We can also write here 75% total energy. So at y equal to a by 2, the kinetic energy of a particle is equal to 3 by 4 times 1 half of k a square. 1 half of k a square is actually the total energy of a particle executing simple harmonic motion. So we can write kinetic energy equal to 3 by 4 times total energy, which is actually the 75% of the total energy of a particle executing simple harmonic motion. Now let's try to find out the value of potential energy at half amplitude. Potential energy is given by 1 half of k y square. At half amplitude we have to take y equal to a by 2. So this will be 1 by 2 k a by 2 whole square. So this will be 1 by 2 k a square by 4. So this will be 1 by 4 times 1 half of k a square. 1 half of k a square we already know is the total energy. So this will be 1 by 4 total energy, or 25% of total energy, potential energy. So at half amplitude or at y equal to a by 2, the potential energy comes out to be 1 by 4 times 1 half of k a square, which is where 1 half of k a square is the total energy of a particle executing simple harmonic motion. So PE equal to 1 by 4 total energy, or 25% of the total energy of a particle executing simple harmonic motion. This is the potential energy. So we have calculated the values of potential as well as kinetic energy of a particle executing simple harmonic motion at y equal to a by 2 or at half amplitude. Now let's suppose this marker here is a simple pendulum, and we have to determine the time periods for the various phases of motion that involves in an oscillation. Let's try to understand first what an oscillation actually means. When I apply force on this marker, let us suppose this marker acts as a simple pendulum, and when I apply force on this marker, firstly this marker, which is actually at equilibrium at mean position, goes from this mean position to one extreme position, and from this extreme position it comes back to its mean position. Since it has got the momentum, so it overshoots this mean position and gets back to this other extreme position. From this extreme position it comes back to the mean position, and in this whole process only one oscillation has completed. So let's now try to replicate these form of motions on board, and we will try to find the various time periods involved in this oscillation. So let us suppose this is the mean position, and this is the first extreme position, and this is the second extreme position, and particle starts from the mean position. From mean position it goes to the first extreme position. From this extreme position it comes back to the mean position, and from this mean position it gets to the another extreme position, and from this extreme position it finally comes back to mean position, and in this whole process only one oscillation is completed. So the time taken for this whole oscillation is what we call actually time period, and this time period is denoted by t. So t is the time period taken for this complete oscillation. Now let's try to find the time taken for the particle from mean position to extreme position, which is actually equal to t by 4. So time taken for a particle to travel from mean position to first extreme position, or mean position to second extreme position, or from second extreme position to mean position, or from mean first extreme position to mean position is t by 4. So this is the time period for a particle, time taken by a particle to reach from mean position to extreme position. And let us suppose this line represents half amplitude, or we can say mathematically y equal to a by 2. The time taken for a particle to go from mean position to half amplitude, or y equal to a by 2, is equal to t divided by 12. This is the time taken by a particle to go from mean position to half amplitude. And from half amplitude to first extreme position, or from this half amplitude to second extreme position, the time taken by a particle is t divided by 6. This is the time taken by a particle to go from half amplitude to first or second extreme position. And let us suppose this is the another second half amplitude, and time taken by a particle to go from first half amplitude to second half amplitude is t by 12 plus t by 12, t by 12 plus t by 12, which is equal to t by 6. So in this process of complete oscillation of a particle, we can clearly see that these things we have to remember, because these things are often asked in the examinations, competitive examinations. Time taken for a particle to go from mean position to extreme position is t by 4, and from mean position to half amplitude is t by 12, and from half amplitude to extreme position is t by 6, and from one half amplitude to other half amplitude is actually t by 12 plus t by 12, which comes out to be 2 by 6. Thank you. Now we are given a question, and question is, a simple harmonic motion is represented by y equal to 5 bracket start sine 3 pi t plus under root 3 cos 3 pi t. We have to find the amplitude and time period for this motion, and this question was asked in JEE Main 2019. So the equation we are given is y equal to 5, this 5 gets multiplied to both the terms, and 5 sine 3 pi t, 5 gets multiplied to this term as well, plus 5 root 3 cos of 3 pi t. So general form we have already discussed that in the first video lecture, which is y equal to a sine omega t plus b cos of omega t. Here omega is same, which is equal to 3 pi, and a is equal to 5 and b equal to 5 root 3. A equal to 5, b equal to 5 root 3, and omega is 3 pi. So in such cases we use a formula which is amplitude is equal to under root of a square plus b square. This we have already discussed in the first lecture. So a will be equal to under root of 5 square plus 5 root 3 square. So this will be under root of 5 square 25, 5 root 3 square, 5 square 25 into 3 plus 75. So this will be under root of 100. So amplitude will be 10 units. So amplitude is equal to 10 units, and we have to find time period as well. Omega is also given by 2 pi divided by t, which is equal to 3 pi. This we have been already given in the equation. So time period is equal to it gets cross multiplied and pi gets cancelled. 2 by 3 seconds. And this is the solution of this question. Now we are given another problem. This problem has also been asked in JEE Main 2019. Since the board is too short, so I cannot write the whole data given in this question. So in nutshell, we are given that amplitude for a particle is 5 centimeter. A particle executing simple harmonic motion with amplitude 5 centimeter, and when its displacement from the mean position is 4 centimeter, the magnitude of acceleration is equal to the magnitude of velocity. We have to find the time period for this motion. We know acceleration is equal to minus times omega square y, and velocity is equal to omega times under root of a square minus y square. This we know. Now let's see what's the magnitude of acceleration. Magnitude of acceleration, which is, we have to ignore this negative sign. So magnitude of acceleration will be omega square of y, and magnitude of velocity will remain same, which will be omega under root of a square minus y square. So we have to equate these two equations. So omega square y will be equal to omega under root of a square minus y square. So here omega and this square gets cancelled, so it will be omega y equal to under root of a square minus y square. Squaring on both the sides of the equation, we will find that omega square y square will be equal to a square minus y square. So omega square will be equal to a square minus y square divided by y square. Now we have to substitute the values of a and y. So a is 5 square minus 4 square divided by 4 square. So 25 minus 16 divided by 16. So it will be 9 by 16. So omega will be 3 by 4. But omega is equal to 2 pi by t. So time period for this motion will be, by using this equation, by simplifying this equation rather, time period will be equal to 8 pi divided by 3. So this is the answer of this question. This question has also been asked in the JEE Main, and the question is, a particle is executing simple harmonic motion along x-axis. When its potential energy is equal to its kinetic energy, what is the value of displacement? This we have already studied, that when the kinetic energy and potential energy of a particle is equal, what is the value of displacement? So when we calculated that, and that came out to be y equal to plus minus a divided by root 2. We can again calculate this value by simply equating the value of kinetic energy and potential energy. Kinetic energy, which is equal to 1 by 2 k a square minus y square. Equating this with potential energy is equal to 1/2 of k y square. So by simplifying this equation, y will be equal to plus minus a divided by root 2. So this is the answer of this question. These 3 questions have been asked in JEE. So this was all about today. Thank you so much.